Hi, I'm Martin, the food editor of the Fat Kid Inside Studios, and welcome to Mashups, where we take one of our favorite desserts and try to make it into a whole new crave-worthy dessert. Magic. Yan, so magkalat ka muna. It's very good and very hot. Let's welcome the fat kid outside. Today, our dish is a breakfast staple for some. Medyo matamis, may onting alat sometimes, and it is the champorado. Teka, hawak ko na yung kanina. Usually yung champorado, they eat it with tuyo or dilis. Ako personally gusto ko yung dilis na malutong, pero since tuyo lang ang meron ako, then that's good enough. Ang plano ko is I'm gonna break it down to its main parts, tsaka natin siya iisipan ng dish. So kung iisipin natin, ano yung pinaka-base nung champorado? Matik dyan, malagkit na kanin, diba? Yung malagkit. The main flavor na matitikman mo is yung chocolate. Alam na natin na kapag hinaluan mo ng onting alat yung dessert, lalong lumalabas yung full flavor niya. So, ang isa sa mga bala kong gawin, actually, sana suportahan nyo ko, is gawin natin siya nung... Alam nyo ba yun na uso dati na yung lava cheese tart? Pero walang cheese. Gagawin naman natin yung chocolate lava tart using tablea. Yung sa kanin, yung sa malagkit, I'm planning on using a combination of rice flour and malagkit na rice flour. May difference yan, ha? Yung rice flour kasi, literal lang yan na galing sa bigas. Pero ang glutinous, obviously, galing doon sa glutinous rice. Malagkit. So this is the glutinous one, and this is the regular rice flour. May patakip-takip pa ako. Hindi naman masarap. Yan, rice flour. First, yung tart natin, using the rice flours, incorporate lang natin siya sa creamed butter and sugar. Let it rest. Pero yung tart natin, gagawin nating maliliit na tart shells. Ito, this is called a ring mold. As for the filling though, lalagyan ko siya, i-combine ko siya with dark chocolate, which is yan. So yan na yung dark chocolate, tapos ito naman yung ating tablea. Since the tarts, the dough will kind of require around an hour of resting. We'll start with that first. Una, measure out natin yung rice flour. We'll use around a cup, 1 cup. So I'm gonna just spoon it in. Well, ito yung turo sa akin ng mga naging prof ko dati. Yan, so magkalat ka muna. And then, the joke lang. Oh no. Get something flat. Like this one, this is called a flat spatula. Yung mga may pababang ganon, that's called an offset spatula. You can also use a back of a knife, but since meron ako nito, scoop it out. Here. So that's how I measure my cup. And that's my rice flour. This one, more than 1/4 cup. So around 5 tablespoons. There. Right. So, ito na yung mixture natin ng rice flour. So next, we are gonna cream some butter and sugar. For this recipe, we'll be using 1/2 cup. And 1/2 cup of butter is 1/2 bar of butter. So gagawin ko, this is already 1/2 bar. Just gonna cut it. Since nalabas ko naman siya from the fridge like a few minutes, like 15 minutes before we started, I can just chop it up and then put it in my mixer. And I need 1/4 cup of sugar. Then, I'll get the mixer. Magic. Yeah. Hopefully, this time wala nang mabasag na plato. Oh my God, nabasag yung crate and barrel. Please, don't dock my pay. Whenever we cream butter, sobrang hindi advisable for it to come straight from the fridge because that means it's gonna be rock hard. I'll start off slow, just so the sugar won't fly out of the bowl. So we wanna cream it for like around a minute or 2 minutes, until it becomes lighter. Right. Tapos every now and then, since ang ginagawa natin is kind of like a super soft dough, don't forget to scrape the sides and the bottom of your bowl. That is essential. You want them all to be mixed. With this process, the stand mixer isn't really having a hard time in contrast to mixing dough. Even if I go to the highest speed, it won't shake that much. Okay. You can always opt to use more, like double the recipe, but what if you're alone? You'll end up using too much, making too much. So now I'm gonna bring the speed down to low, scrape the sides and the bottom once again, then add some salt, 1/4 teaspoon. Now it's time to mix in the flour. So what you're gonna do, go to the lowest setting. I have seen someone make this mistake. They started their mixers at like medium speed, so half of the flour ended up flying out. Well, the bad thing about that, aside from the mess, is your recipe, the measurements of your flour will no longer be accurate. Yan. Mix lang tayo. And there. And so ito. So ibig sabihin, na-incorporate yung sugar sa butter, and in turn, siya naman ang na-incorporate dun sa flour. I'm gonna add a tablespoon of super cold water. Yan. Now it's like bigger crumbs. Now luckily, it's kind of cold here, so the dough is forming well. Oh wait, no, into a dough pala. What am I saying? There. We're gonna rest it in the fridge for like an hour. Tabi ko muna siya. I've seen some people do this, just directly wrap it while it's still a ball. What you can do is, flatten it into a disc so that it can easily be used. So even if we used rice flour, it still turned out to be like this. So, it's gonna be good. Alright, so I'm gonna show you how to use the ring molds. Siyempre, isipin mo medyo mahirap kasi wala siyang base. Wala siyang pagpipindutan. So we're gonna use foil for that. You can probably like, pasensya na sa mga nangingilo sa tunog ng foil. Iba na isip ko sa foil. Bigla nandilat yung mata nung nabangkit yung foil. Let's welcome the fat kid outside. Gusto ko nga sila unahan eh. Hindi ko may magko-comment nun eh. Ang tunay na mataba. Let's welcome the fat kid outside. Please don't dock my pay. Ayan, so I just cut some foil into, may excess lang na almost an inch or half an inch. Kasi, gagawin natin, we're gonna crimp it at the very edge. As in, gusto lang natin kumapit yung foil. Ayaw natin ng medyo mag-overlap siya doon sa loob. Kunyari ganyan, we don't want that. Gusto natin, yan lang. Ang ginagawa ko, nagsaskip ako sa opposite side. Just to make sure na tight yung base niya, yung ilalim. Foil naman, madali siyang i-forma. Yan, see? Ito na. So next, lalagyan na natin yung ating tart shell. I'm gonna cut this into 4. Just take 1/4. Bilugin nyo na. From there, just place it there. Tapos, using your thumbs, your fingers, just flatten it. Next is yung sides naman. So nalapat ko na siya sa base, so I'm just gonna use my thumbs. Yan. So nagro-rotate lang ako. So you can choose to like trim it off. Ganyan. Just cut it outwards. And there you have it. It's our first tart shell. We're gonna chill this for around 10 minutes. Just enough time to preheat the oven and make the filling. So last time we used cups to measure our tart shell ingredients, but for the filling we'll have to use a weighing scale. So we're gonna measure out 70 grams of tablea and 50 grams of chocolate. Alright, so we're gonna chop this up. Be careful when chopping your tablea, it's kinda tough. There you go. Over here, we're gonna melt some butter. Over low heat, we don't want it to burn. It's hot enough. Make sure you cover at least all of the surface. See, it melts almost instantly. Just let it stand for a minute and start mixing. See, it already melts. Since I have this, take the bowl. I'm assisting it with this one because the tablea takes longer to melt. Just want it to be smooth. There, smooth. Okay, so we'll need about 120 grams of whole eggs. There, 120. And then we need 4 pieces of egg yolks. So that is around 80 grams. Now it's time for the egg yolk mixture since we already have that here. We need 50 grams of flour, all-purpose flour. 50 grams of sugar. That's it for the filling. I'm gonna beat the eggs. So now I'm just gonna mix this into the flour mixture. And we just mix this into the chocolate filling. Do some gentle mixing until this is uniform in color. Then we'll just set it aside. Then blind bake our tart shells for like around 12 to 15 minutes. Pour this there, lower the heat to 350 degrees, and then bake it for 8 minutes. So what's gonna happen is this is going to be cooked, but undercooked. Right, so this has chilled for a few minutes. Now I'm gonna dock it, and by dock, I mean just put holes on the crust so that it does not pop, and we're ready to bake. Right, this is fully baked. Since meron pa siyang additional 8 minutes, we're not gonna fully bake it even until the center is already brown. Maganda yung kulay ng gilid. Now, I'm gonna add some of my filling. Salang na ulit natin for 8 to 12 minutes. 8 minutes kung gusto nyo yung flowy or lava tart. 12 minutes if you want it to be firm. Alright. So, meron tayong 4 pieces of tuyo. You can make it 5. And we'll need about 1 cup of sugar. Make sure yung pan natin walang oil, malinis. Shake it para lang mag-level. Then leave it there. Sabang hinihintay ko yan, we'll just chop the tuyo. Ganyan-ganyan lang. Ganyan kalalaki. That's fine. Just lagyan lang natin dito. While waiting for the sugar to caramelize. Ngayon, while waiting also, we can prepare our pan with pwedeng silpat or wax paper or foil. That's fine. Place it there. Nice. Since I already have this color, I can start mixing. Now we're gonna put in our tuyo. See? The moisture, the bubbling that you hear and see is the moisture of the tuyo, the oils, and the sugar interacting. Now, at this point, you can transfer it here. Now this is gonna turn into hard candy, and we're just gonna chop it up and serve it the side of our tarts. Let me put this here. These are our tarts. They're done. Ito yung runny stage that I'm looking for. Again, just add 4 minutes if you want it to be firm. So it's kind of hard to unmold if you're in a hurry. Of course, you can always just wait a few more minutes for it to cool down. But I'm super excited to show you guys, so... Ouch. Ouch. Oh. There you go. When I cut this, it's gonna flow. Now it's time to show you the results. Fortunately, my sugar is still hot. I'll just do that for the next start. It's time for the moment of truth. If I fail, I have to start all over again. Relief. That's a sigh of relief. It's runny. That doesn't mean it's raw. It's just not fully cooked yet. I mean, it went up to the temperature needed to like really destroy the possible bacteria in the eggs. And here, you know. Okay, so yeah, I couldn't wait, so I took it out of the pan. It'll harden, don't worry, it takes a few seconds. But at this point, we can chop it already. There, so this is your candied tuyo. Now we're gonna try if we can do it with some of the tuyo bits. There, I think that's enough. I want to see the tuyo fall into the choco lava. We did it, guys. I hope you're proud of me. And I hope you guys try the recipes too at home. Okay, so that's it. That's it, I'm happy. Are you guys happy? It's very good and very hot. It's very good, but it hurts. I really hope you guys try this at home. Again, this has been Mashups. I'll see you guys next time.